Aha. I'm taking a risk, everyone, because I've connected my mobile. There's no internet connection in here, and I'm beaming it over there, so I'm hoping this works well. I'm excited to share a little bit about Lifeworks to everyone in the room. Just a bit of background before I jump in. Lifeworks, we're about 500 people now, US, Canada, and the UK. And what we really focus on is well-being and engagement. And there's a whole kind of part I can go into about our logo, about feeling loved, because I feel that what our job is as a business and what we've really been excited about doing is kind of what everyone talked about before, is putting employees at the heart of what we do. And can we actually drive incremental change and different outcomes from what we do? So, the goal is to make the employee feel loved, because the benefits which come from that are huge, and I'll go into those. And that's our real mission in our business. We've got around 49,000 clients right now, pushing 100 million in revenue, growing at 50% year on year as a business. Things are very exciting, and I'm really excited to show everyone in this room a little bit about the platform and what we're doing. And simply, with Lifeworks, we're pretty much mobile focused, and I'd say that 70% of our users are logging in on their mobile. We've got an average interaction about 3 times a day of each employee logging into our device. And what we've seen is tremendous take-up. We've had over 85% participation whenever we've launched in a business within 3 days. And our business really is all about taking the best of engagement and wellness and putting it into one place. Kind of like everyone was talking about in the panel, there's no point in having 5 different systems. I just came from a conference last month in the US where ADP was saying they have 26 apps on average per company, and it's just too many. And our philosophy from the beginning was the point solutions out there will probably fade away, and it really needs to be a best-of-breed single-point access with multi-point solutions is going to win. And you can see that with Google, with Amazon, with Workday, and it's pretty much what employees want, because if you can drive a user experience which is formidable, then people will use it. So before I jump into the demo, there's kind of 4 things we wanted to solve. There is a problem which we look to solve, and the 4 things are kind of indicated around engagement. What you see, the 4 big reasons why people leave a business or don't feel engaged. The first one actually is recognition. 72% of people leave a job because they don't feel recognized. We're going to show you a little bit about what we do in recognition. The second is around compensation and how can you help with compensation. The third is around community and how do you build a community. A number of businesses, some people who are here who've taken our product have told us in the first 6 months that's the highest churn. And how do you make people, because psychologically if someone's not feeling good about their environment, they want to leave. And fourthly is work-life balance, because there can be a lot of things going on in people's lives which really affect their job. So jumping straight into the app over here, I hope everyone can see it. I'm just going to skip the screens and log in. And there's a bit of personalization. And what I've done here is to show a little bit about how we do our well-being personalization. And this is kind of an industry first, where you can actually focus on an employee, and this is all confidential to employee, anything around mind, relationships, finances, body. So if somebody wanted to select mind and I'll do positive outlook, it's probably the one I'd be interested in the most. And that can be multiple categories. But what's really interesting about that is it's very simple. You can reconfigure that. And the big thing we've been working on every day is driving 3 minutes of consciousness every morning or evening if it needs to be to an employee, and then taking outcomes from that. So constantly driving well-being solutions using that personalization. And you can see this at the top. There's an Eckhart Tolle, and we've worked with all the best experts to give us content. We've got over 6,000 3-minute content clips from the best experts in the world, where you could just watch that video from Eckhart Tolle and get a perk as well from it. So if you wanted to buy that book, you could, but you just get that every morning. It could be helpful. And that's kind of what we're doing around driving well-being outcomes every day. So it's constantly pushing and reminding an employee, these are the things that you should be working on. And that's kind of a preventative measure in what we've been doing. So just talking about Lifeworks, we've got 3 areas of the business: work, perks, and life. And I'm going to show everyone a little bit about that. The work part is all around engagement and recognition and community and solving that real problem. So we have a newsfeed, and that's our fundamental core. And when I talked before about AI and chat, I think this interface will very much change in a year. And where we are now, it's quite expanded and like an organ. We expect it to really reduce, because the newsfeed is where everything really happens, whether that's recognition, whether that's EAP tips, so being preventative again around driving better results, whether it's performer leaderboards, whether it's HR wanting to be able to push messages. And we've looked at comms platforms like Gamma, and there's many out there. The problem is they're not really suited to HR. They're great for IT, but what we've really built our platform on our communication section is how is it good for HR? So how can HR drive out messages, bless you, by push or by email using mobile device to all their employees. So this is how HR could drive messages. We can run appraisals through here, happy birthday awards, legal libraries. Everything runs through the newsfeed, and it's totally personalized. Giving recognition is really easy. With Lifeworks, it's one click. You can do teams, individuals. So I'm selecting one individual. Being able to then select company badges, which are personalized, obviously, for a company. Writing personalized messages and posting that. That will automatically go to a feed. When that happens, it's real-time. Carson, in this instance, would get a real-time recognition, a push message. It feels really rewarding. Reward can be put into that. So we have a whole load of leaderboards, which are selected by the business around this month, all time, and last month. And reward is automatically put into that. So being able to then reward any of the employees for certain behaviors, badges, or just winning. And it's all around encouragement rather than who's at the bottom of the leaderboard. It's all around the top and driving those outcomes. We also have like a colleague directory, putting a face to name. So it's like verging just on the side of where the intranet or extranet stops and where we begin. And it's really hard to put a face to a name. But when you have recognition, it's really important to have a whole directory to know who's in the company, what they do. And we have a whole grouping system around that. So it's not noisy. And what we've seen around social tools right now is they do become noisy. And we've done that with our grouping. So you can see this is just a finance department. And it makes it straightforward and easy. Around our perks, we've spent a lot of time. It's very much international what we do on our perks, and it works in every country. So we have a whole roaming facility on our perks. So no matter where you go, our perks work in many different countries. And we've kind of taken the best of what's out there, but just made it so much better. So just our shop online section, our rates are better than pretty much anyone in the market for what we do. We work really hard at doing that. And driving that. But what the user experience, for example, on Shop Online, it learns. We have our kind of artificial intelligence piece we put in there, which is learning people from their personalization, their click behavior, their purchases, being able to make recommended offers and allow people to know when things are on sale and be very proactive. And that's a big part of what we do. But just being able to shop is really easy. Just learning that something's there. And being able to click on your phone. We even hold the session. A big part of the issues in this industry around commission from shopping is from browser sessions not holding through and cookies, but we hold everything in our own browser and we make it really easy for the user. So we have a mobile wallet where all the transactions which a user can make or an employee are there. So just making it, I think Paul was saying about Amazon and making it really easy. We've worked really hard to make shopping quite a joy and make it fun around behavior and just making it just very straightforward. We've got a number of disciplines around that. So we also do in-store, and you can see that we work with in-store and we work on location, beacons, and all kinds of other technologies to look at in-store discounts. And we also do the gift cards and colleague offers is really key. Being able to be the front end is of choice, really, is what Lifeworks is all about. So everyone's working really hard on pensions or working with Ben admins or salary sacrifice schemes, and just being able to link out really seamlessly and have a front end which works well with those providers. So that's not really our goal to become those, but what we do is we have a colleague office section which enables any kind of HRD to configure the app and put their own offers in there and link out to their own things, so everything can be in one kind of space. So it can't be forgotten. A big part of what we hear is that the colleague experience is so important. We do so much for our colleagues. We just have problems communicating it. And that's what we've worked on here. So just being able to, a company can, even if they have deals on certain things that they've put together, just being able to put them in here and then to link out seamlessly. So that's a really key part to a number of customers we have, and they put their own offers in there for their own staff as well. So that's kind of our whole shopping area, and we've worked really hard on that. We've got a fantastic metric right now where we see a 7 times return on investment, tax-free, from the spend an employer puts in to what comes out to the employee. So it's a fantastic system, and on its own, our ROI has been phenomenal, which more than covers 7 times the cost of our platform, which includes the recognition and all the well-being. I think I probably wanted to save the best to last, which is a kind of the employee assistance part of what we do. When I took over this business and we took on EAP, it was kind of a word where there was stigma and people didn't really understand its importance, and utilization in the industry was dropping heavily. I think it's really an exciting part because for me, I studied a lot of neuroscience, and if somebody has an issue from a mental point of view, it's really hard to perform or be engaged. So from that point of view, is how do you make EAP a little bit more sexy and exciting? And if you look at some of the employers like Facebook, it's really interesting. When you look at their benefits, they lead with mental well-being and counseling and life coaching. Because I think, I was at a dinner and there were 7 people at this dinner, and they're all ex-Harvard and smart people. I didn't go to university. And I asked them, how many people here needed a coach in their lives at one point or needed some assistance, and everyone put their hand up. So it really shocked me that EAP was a low utilization product, because everybody at some point needs that counseling. And I suppose when people get it, it will shorten absenteeism, it will make people feel much more that they're looked after and feel loved. And it's important from a responsibility point of view as an employer to really give the best experience in EAP. So I think from my point of view, really, it is, I think, the start of something, really, a renaissance in that area, where when you can take the data and bring a proactive approach where it's not crisis, it's around prevention, and when you can make it part of everyday life. And that's the kind of core of putting the 3 minutes every day of learning, because if you can stop someone getting into crisis, they'll be much better in the workplace. So our EAP is really simple. We have the wellness and wellbeing learning, which comes into the feed. We have a whole list of health resources. So when I showed you the feed before, I'd favorited healthy habits. So that means every day I'm getting healthy habits pushed to me, rather than having to look through endless reams of content. And I don't know if anyone really understands EAP, but what most companies have them, and it can be given with some of the health providers as well. But what we have is a call us button. We just make it really prominent. I think what we've seen in the past is that most people don't have that assistance on their phone, and it's making it just easy for an employer. If they just wanted financial assistance, consolidating debt, even anything around child care, is providing that one-click solution. So you can just hit the call us button, and it instantly clicks. We kind of pick the phone up within 3 rings, and we have counselors all around the world which provide assistance. And I'm being told to wrap up, but what we've the last kind of piece which is coming is we've integrating everything into the well-being. So we've integrated that into the fitness tracking, into steps, challenges, HRA, and bringing the whole thing together. So when you think about data and when you're talking about reward, when you're talking about wellness, and when you're talking about compensation and recognition, and all the 4 things that drive issues, we've kind of really focused on those 4 and made it a user experience that people love and use. So thank you for letting me present today. Okay, thanks.